So who is Doechii? Parents, you don't know who she is, but your teens definitely do. So she probably doesn't need an introduction to them. But born in Tampa, Florida, is an American rapper, singer, songwriter who has a really interesting style and is really eclectic, actually. So and she went viral on TikTok, which actually led to her being signed to a record label. The big things about her this year is that she's already won the Billboard Woman of the Year for 2025, and she even won a Grammy. So again, your kids already know who she is. So her song Anxiety was recently released, and it's taken on a life of its own on TikTok. Why? Well, the heading tells the story. Anxiety is really what the song is all about. Now, parents, again, I'm going to give you a warning and a disclaimer. I'm not recommending that this is the jam that you're pumping in the house or turning on your drive necessarily with your teens, and especially not with your kids, because there is some language. But here's the thrust of it, and I think part of what's making this viral moment. Part of it is she's really talking about anxiety. And so what do we mean by anxiety? So as a child and adolescent psychiatrist, I often describe we all are built with the ability to experience worry, and worry is important to us. But when that worry takes over our lives and starts to shrink our world, that we're worried about things outside and it functionally impairs our day, our school, and the relationships that we build, that's when anxiety takes on a life of its own that often kind of requires some help. And so the type of anxiety that she's talking about are actually both kinds. So to a teen who's maybe just listening to the song, they might be confused at the difference between having a psychiatric diagnosis and just the worries of the world, but she gives kind of the breadth of them. And I think the thing that can be helpful is this is helping people to at least talk about and share some of their anxiety-inducing moments, or just let off some steam while sharing their viral videos. And so in the lyrics, she talks about there's a tightness in my chest like an elephant is standing on it. Okay, that is something actually that would be closer to meeting the criteria for the diagnostic disorder. But there are also some choices that she's made in life that clearly are anxiety inducing, but certainly aren't worthy of necessarily a psychiatric diagnosis, other than maybe trying to better understand where some of these poor choices are coming from. And so where is the tie-in? Well, one is knowing Doechii and bringing her up at the dinner table is certainly going to make them pass out if they don't look at you and wonder if someone has swapped them out for a different parent. But the other is they likely will recognize the song, and that too can be a springboard to talking about worry. And sometimes as parents, we worry that bringing up themes like anxiety will cause them to feel it, right? Or that we're causing some undue stress. But actually, we're made better by being able to talk about the things that we keep hidden. And anxiety is one of those things that kids, teens, and even us adults can carry inside and not really let out. And often avoidance leads to more anxiety rather than bringing peace. So what's your homework? Your homework is, if you hear the song, if you're familiar with the beat, because it really is kind of catchy, or if there's an opportunity to talk about the viral trend, you can bring it up and then ask your child. That can be a springboard for you to think about, hey, is anxiety playing a role in your life? Just get curious. Or ask them if friends are sharing about some of their worries and anxieties around life too. You are the most important relationship in their life, and so we don't want any subject, especially anxiety, being off topic.